Okay, so we are now working within a fully upgraded Linux operating system. At least the distribution's updated, the components are updated, and now what we want to do is we're going to install our Webmin interface. Now, Webmin is a graphical user interface, a GUI, that sits on top of our server and allows us to use a nice internet browser to manage our server. It's a little bit nicer if you're going to use a machine as a server, not to install an entire GUI on top of it, only because that can eat up system processes, and we want to make our server sleek and as manageable as possible and easy for the user to manage without giving it a lot of overhead. So in order for us to do this, we're going to install the Webmin GUI that's going to work, like I said, via web browser. So we're at our server. We're currently SSH'd or set up a secure connection to our server, and we're going to install again the Webmin system. So what I want to do first is I'm going to move to the top layer of the hard drive, and I do that by typing cd, which means change directory, and then I'm just going to put a slash, and that will now move us out of our user directory and move us to the top of the server. And if I type ls, that will show us that in fact we are at the very top level of the hard drive. And what you could do if you wanted to is you could create a directory here if you wanted to store all your downloads. It's perfectly fine to do that if you wish. You can, or if you want to download directly to the top layer of the hard drive, you can do that as well. If you wish to create a download directory, simply type sudo mkdir. Mkdir means make directory, space, and then call it whatever you want. We can call it downloads if we wanted to. And if I type ls again, I will see now that I should in fact have downloads, which is listed right here. Okay, so now that I have a download list, let's get this centered back up. I'm going to change directory again, cd. Now I'm going to start typing downloads, and as you see I've already got it partially typed, and what I'm going to do is press the tab button, and what that will fill in is the rest of what's available at this directory level. And as you can see, by hitting the tab button, it puts in the rest of it for me. It's kind of an easy way if you have to do a lot of command line structure to not have to type in long command line. So I'm going to type cd ls downloads, and now I am in the downloads directory, and if I type ls again, you will see that there is nothing in this directory, so it is clean. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we're going to download the Webmin system to this, and to do that I'm going to bring up a browser window here, and this is the Webmin website. It is www.webmin, Webmin, like you see right here, webmin.com. And there's a lot of documentation. There's a pretty good community of people that are on this site, and the downloads for Webmin are all up here in the upper left hand corner of the site. And you could do everything from the source file. There's various different packages and modules you can add on. The one we're going to focus on is the Debian package. Now, I am currently working from a Mac OS X machine. I am remote accessed into the server. I'm not actually working from the server itself. If you have a GUI set up on your server, a graphical user interface other than Webmin, so an actual desktop, you could actually do this at the server level if you wanted to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remotely install this, and it's actually fairly simple to do, at least from the Webmin side. So again, I see the Debian package. And what I'm going to do is, either if I'm using a Windows machine, I'm either going to right click on this link, or if I'm using Mac OS X, I'm going to control click on it. I'm going to now copy the link. Okay, because what I want to do is actually grab this package remotely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the link off of here. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my command line, and right in this directory here, let's clear this out here. What I want to do is I want to download this into the downloads directory? Well, the download command is actually fairly simple. It's sudo and wget. Before we used apt-get to get packages, there is not a Webmin package that I know of available through apt-get at this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to use wget, which is webget, and it will pull the web address that we just copied. And what we'll do now is paste that address into here. So as you can see, I now have the address on here, and I'm going to hit return. And as you can see now, if we focus down here at the bottom, our Webmin package is now downloading. And it looks like it's going to take about a minute. This machine is working on a T1 line, and it is about 9:30 at night, so there's very little drag on the network right now. So this, again, should take about a minute. So we will let this download, and once this is downloaded, we can then go back to our installation.